Well, hello there. We're the Vinyl Community Guncles. We're back again to talk this time about more tops and bottoms. That is the best and worst in a particular year of music. This video, we'll talk about the year 1980 and all of the good stuff and all the bad stuff, and not really a lot of the in-between stuff. So you can't really be mediocre if you want to get talked about on this channel, unless it's an album review. There have been plenty of those. So yeah, we're the Vinyl Community Guncles. We're going to dig right into 1980. I'm Robert Fithen, along with Richard from Calvin Wazoo, Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, and ladies and gentlemen, the man that's already said what his favorite album of 1980 is a few times, so it'll be no surprise when he restates that it's the Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer. Mike from Hubtune.
Yeah, you know me. I love my Doobies.
Especially that era.
God, I hate the Doobie Brothers. There's a couple of bands from 1980 that are on my shit list. I hate, but I won't even mention them. So I'm going first, right?
Yep.
1980, I was in junior high. So a lot of this music, first of all, this is a kick-ass year in music. There's some great records. I had to narrow it down because I got 20 records here. I had to narrow it down. I'm not mentioning the two obvious ones that it came out in 79 in Europe and 80 in the United States. The Pretenders, and my favorite album of all time, The Pretenders' debut came out in 79, Robert Fithen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
80 in the United States. And my favorite album, London Calling by The Clash. So I got that out of the way. What else? There you go. Best album ever made. Couple of things. I'm just going to mention this because I don't have these records anymore. I used to. You know what? I think I do have one of them. I have this one. This was a great year for Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy gets kicked out of Black Sabbath and he releases Blizzard of Oz. That album is better than any Black Sabbath record with him on it. And I was listening to it the other day. Blizzard of Oz kicks ass, man. That's a killer record. It's got that one song that's a little cringy now. Suicide Solution. Heaven and Hell is my favorite Black Sabbath record, the Ronnie James Dio. I love that record, Robert Fithen. Shut up. I absolutely love that record. When I was a kid, I used to play that. So both those records, I used to crank those. My mom probably still can hear Crazy Train, and I don't know. Kicks ass, man. That's a great song. And an album that I swear to God I can't find it anywhere. And when I was pulling records for this, I don't know where it is. I got on eBay and bought a copy. Empires and Dance by Simple Minds. Great record. Absolutely great record. So
I got that one.
I don't know, Craig. But
I'm looking. I only have a few of the records.
Simple Minds are great. They're just so good. They're just, that kind of power punky new wave. I absolutely love them. So I was in 8th grade, 7th grade. So a lot of this music just, man, I mean, it was school dances and it was friends' houses. We weren't driving yet, so it wasn't in cars or anything.
I don't have that one.
Huh?
I don't have it.
So a lot of this music really means a lot to me, like the Ozzy album and Heaven and Hell. But this came out, Permanent Waves. Still one of my favorite Rush albums. Absolutely love it. Are you going to do that after every record I show?
What?
I don't know Rush.
Well, I mean, I know that one song, but Tom Sawyer or whatever.
Not on that record.
Yeah, that's the only song I know by them.
Judas Priest.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I love this record. This is one of my favorite bands. Jay Giles Band, Love Stinks. You guys are okay. I have a really bad connection. So you guys are freezing up. So I'm just gonna get this out.
We are? Oh.
Yeah. Pete Townsend, Empty Glass, great solo record by him. That's when he's taking all the good Who songs and using them in himself. Jeff Beck, the second of his great instrumental records. This is I think it's just Jeff Beck. Yeah, just Jeff Beck.
There and back.
This one is my favorite record, The Game. I love this record. I don't like I'm not a big fan of when they get all operatic and all that. But this is more of a straight-on rock record. Dragon Attack is the best song on here. Great guitar work on there. Just masterpiece. David Bowie. Scary Monsters and Super Creeps. Peter Gabriel's third solo record. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. All his solo records are probably my second. Just like that record better. Bring on a new keyboardist. It's free. Dead. They bring on Brent Midland, and he's all over this record on here as a new vocalist and keyboardist. Freaking great. Cramps debut. Great record. I just picked this up a few weeks ago. It's a purple, it's kind of a purplish. It sounds okay. It's not great. It came right from Capitol. Capitol reissued it, and they don't do a lot of reissues. I have all their other records on OGs of those, and I was missing this one. So anyway, it's good to have it in the collection. It was cheap too. It was like $22, so I grabbed that. So I guess I kind of divided things, kind of like classic and then new wavy stuff. So this is all kind of new wave. Of course, probably one of the great new wave albums of all time came out this year. Devo, Freedom of Choice. Great record, man. When I heard this, I was freaking knocked on my ass, man. I love this record. Great record. Gary Newman, Telecon, his second solo record came out that year. Excellent record. Just perfect new wave stuff. This is an OG, actually. It includes the live single that came with it.
Ooh.
Great record.
Is Cars on that one, or is that later?
No, that's on his first solo record. Yeah.
Fun fact, Gary Newman is slightly older than Gary Oldman.
Oldman, yes.
old
joke.
I've never heard it though, so it's new to me.
See? Great band. This band actually, I think, had 2 records out. I think Quiet Life came out the same year. This is Gentlemen Take Polaroids by Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have Quiet Life. I was looking for it and I didn't have it, so I just pulled this one. Love this record. Just Mick Karn's bass playing on here is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Talking Heads, just one of the best albums they've ever made. Probably my second favorite. I like Fear of Music a little bit better, but both are incredible records. This is when they kind of expanded to a bigger band and got a deeper sound. Another kick-ass record. Psychedelic Furs debut. I love this band. Probably my favorite band of the 80s. First or second. I love the Psychedelic Furs. Great band. Boomtown Rats. This is Mondo Bongo. This is an OG. I have had this record for so damn long, man. When I pulled it, I was like, it just brought back memories of junior high, and I love this band. Man, this is a great record. I love their first. Actually, all their records are excellent records.
They did one not too long ago, didn't they?
Yeah, 2020. They had a record that came out, and it was good. It had some good stuff on it, but it came out in the middle of the pandemic. And
that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's got some okay stuff on it. It's pretty good. Definitely my favorite album by this band still. This is U2's Boy. Love this record. It's their best. The first 3 records you can't go wrong with. They're just great. Really good, really good records. I'm almost done. God. Squeeze, Argy Bargy. I love Squeeze. They, their first 4 records are awesome. Everything after that kind of meh. Cool for Cats is probably my favorite. This is my second favorite. Love Argy Bargy. And my last one is The Jam Sound Effects. Great record, man. Just incredible record. I just saw Paul Weller live a couple of months ago, and he played a bunch of stuff from this. Really good record. More not really new wave-ish, more rock, punk rock. But excellent British band.
Do they do a town called Malice?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, see, I know a Jam song.
You do.
I'm so happy.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all I have.
All right. Well, I
That's
have 31. But
Oh,
I also
boy.
have some honorable mentions as well.
Oh,
My honorable mentions are shameful, sort of honorable mentions, because
Okay.
I'm ashamed that I've still, at this point in my life, never heard these. I've always meant to get around to hearing these albums, and I've heard a lot of nice things about these albums, including just now, but I have still never heard these. Bauhaus, In the Flat Field. Especially after hearing that awesome third album of theirs for 1983. I definitely need to hear In the Flat Field. Tom Waits, Heart Attack and Vine, Jim Carroll Band, Catholic Boy, The
That's a
Jam
good
Sound
album.
Effects, which I just picked up Sunday for $4.
Oh,
at the
nice.
record show. So now I have that. I'm definitely going to be hearing that. Kate Bush, Never Forever, Witchfind, Give 'em Hell, because again, just like the Bauhaus, I heard a great album from Witchfind in the 1983 one, so I want to hear that one. Stiff Little Fingers, Nobody's Heroes, Donny Hathaway, Roberta Flack featuring Donny Hathaway, Iggy Pop, Soldier, Psychedelic Furs debut, and Grace Jones, Warm Leatherette. So those are my honorable mentions that I have never heard.
Never heard of Grace.
Someday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have 31. At number 31, I have Blue Oyster Cult with Cultosaurus erectus. It's the first full Blue Oyster Cult album I ever heard. I found this for $1. I thought the cover was cool. This was back in like 93, I think. Thought the cover was cool. Didn't have any Blue Oyster Cult. I knew this didn't have Burning for You or Don't Fear the Reaper on it. It does have Lips in the Hills, though. And so got this and listened to it all the way through and just kept Marshall playing this on here. Kind of the bigger songs and then Black Blade and but Lips in the Hills. So that's at number 31. At number 30, it's Bob Marley and the Wailers with Uprising, which I did not pull out. That's a pretty good one. Bob Marley doesn't have any bad albums, but it's not exactly the one you want to start with. It's a little bit more mellow, a little less adventurous, a little less exciting than some of his earlier ones. But if you just really want to chill, that would be the Bob Marley one to check out. And it has Redemption Song on it. So
that's a great one.
Yeah, that's on there. And so is Could This Be Love? Or Could You Be Loved? And those are both on Legend. If you have that album, it came from Uprising. The last album that was released in his lifetime. Let's see, where are you? At number 29, Joan Jett's debut. I don't have the proper debut. I only have the one that was reissued with the title Bad Reputation. But it's not as good as the Runaways stuff. It's better than some of her later stuff. She's still kind of punking out a little bit on here. Too Bad on Your Birthday is great. Do You Want to Touch Me? Oh, yeah. That's great as well. Some really cool stuff on here. And she also does a remake of Shout and a remake of Wooly Bully. They could have left those off of here. But it's all about that first track, especially Bad Reputation. What a killer track from Joan Jett. So we're at number 28. And that is, of course, Molly Hatchet. How could you not mention Molly Hatchet and Beating the Odds?
How could you?
With Disaster on that?
It's easy.
No, Flirting with Disaster is on Flirting with Disaster. This is the one where they changed lead
weird.
singers. The new guy, Jimmy Farr, is replacing Danny Joe Brown. Now, he doesn't have the great growl that Danny Joe Brown has, but he's still a decent vocalist. And these guys, bringing that Southern rock sound into the 80s, whereas some of the other popular Southern rock bands kind of didn't really do that a lot. I mean, of course, what happened to Lynyrd Skynyrd is tragic. They did not make it into the 80s. But Marshall Tucker Band kind of went, more in Atlanta rhythm section style, kind of softened their sound up a lot. And, other bands, just didn't quite keep it up. But Molly Hatchet does. They never really get any kind of recognition. So at number 27, So an album that I recently discovered. I heard this for the first time, like literally this year. It's Alice Cooper and Flush the Fashion. Now, I'd always kind of heard about this being not great or whatever, and it's great. This is a great Alice Cooper album. It doesn't quite sound like their earlier stuff. It's not as quite as hard. Right? It's a little more new wave, a little more, fun or whatever. But this is a great Alice Cooper album. It gets trashed all the time, but I don't really get that because it's great. Flush the Fashion's got a lot of comical stuff on there. It's got the one about the mom and the dad is on drugs and drinking or whatever, and he's trying to calm them down. Clones We're All was the big song on here. So a lot of fun stuff on here. I think this is a very much overlooked album from Alice Cooper. I definitely overlooked it until literally this year. When it happened to come into the record store, threw it on, thought, what does this sound like? This is going to be some whatever, and it was great. Let's see, at 20, what are we at? 27 or something like that. It's the Grateful Dead, Go to Heaven. Like Mike said, they got a new member, Brent Mylan. I'm not a big fan of him, but I do
like his keyboard.
What's that?
I love his keyboards. Just that big.
I don't love his singing. But this has Lost Sailor, Alabama Getaway, Don't Ease Me In. A lot of great tracks on here. Kind of an overlooked one. This is the Rhino one that came out last year or whatever. And it's on this really cool, like, dark turquoise type thing going on there with that one. Kaleidoscope at number 25 from Susie and the Banshees. I don't have that one. I would not have probably heard that if it wasn't for BB suggesting that album on one of our earlier shows. So I checked that out, and sure enough, it was great. Number 24. Speaking of BB, how about Baby Lestrange from Heart? This is a pretty cool one. It's got, of course, the title track on there, but also Down on Me and Even It Up. Even it up. It's got that great line about cranking it up in a school zone. That was pretty cool. Break is on here. That's just a crazy song. Pretty frantic stuff from Heart. Let's see. Where are we? Okay, now I'm all messed up here. These are out of order. Okay, so at number 23, I'm in the Midwest. Everybody calm down.
Okay, I'm calm.
John Cougar, back when he was just called John Cougar, and Nothing Really Matters, and What If It Did?
I've never seen that.
This has got Ain't Even Done with the Night on it.
Don't know that.
I think you're falling in love. It's got Cheap Shot. That's a great song. The record company's going out of business. It's got
John Cougar is solid, man. He's solid.
Is there somebody with a mop behind him?
No, this is. I'm going to show you who. Her picture's bigger on the back. Do you know who that? Do you recognize who that is? There's a glare.
That's Edie.
Edith Massey's on there.
Edith
both
Massey,
the front and the back.
Wow, how lucky is he to have her on the cover of the album?
Right.
She's in the best movie
saying,
ever.
John Cougar, number 23. He's got a song on here tonight where he's like, she said, "Come here, little boy. I'm gonna put my pussy right on your face." I remember the first time I heard it, I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, that's number 23. At number 22, Judas Priest and British Steel. It's another one of those albums where the UK version is in a different order. But I like the US one because it starts off with Breaking the Law.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great way to start the album. I think the other one starts with like Rapid Fire or something. But yeah, Breaking the Law. Living After Midnight is on here. So those are the two hot ones. And they start off, each side. And if there's a song on here called Grinder. So Rob Halford, way ahead of his time. About Grinder in 1980.
He predicted it.
Number 21. Here's another one that's going to get an eye roll. But that's fine. That's fine. We all have our own opinions about what's great.
We do.
Billy Joel in Glass Houses. This is the one where he tries to toughen up a little bit, punk it out a little bit. You may be right. Sometimes a fantasy, the song about jerking off, basically. And who hasn't done that? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on here. I mean, this isn't The Stranger. That's a whole different feel. That's a whole different sound, but it doesn't mean it's not great. I really, really like. It's still rock and I don't. I mean, still rock and roll to me is okay, but I really, really like "Don't Ask Me Why." I think that it has a light sound, but the lyrics in it are hilarious. If you pay attention to the smart ass lyrics in that, they're just great. So yeah, number 21 is Glass Houses. At number 20 is Rush with Permanent Waves. And do I have the one? I do not have the one. If you're lucky, you have an early version of this where they don't edit out the title of the newspaper, where it's like Dewey Wins or something, because that's copywritten and they weren't allowed to use it. But this is the one with the spirit of radio. And that's a great song. Any song that mentions radio like that is going to get played on the radio. But it has one of my favorite. Well, Spirit of Radio is great, but it also one of my even more favorite songs from Rush is Free Will. That's on here. Those are the two big ones. But it also has Natural Science and Entre Nous.
Entre Nous was always my favorite.
Yeah. So only six songs on here, but they are lengthy, some of them. So solid album from Rush. I really like that era of that everybody. It's their most popular era. Like 80 to like 83 or what, the Moving Pictures and Permanent Waves and what's the one with Subdivisions? That one. 19 is Thin Lizzy with Chinatown. Great album. Thin Lizzy doesn't do bad albums, but this one, the production on it could be a little bit better. It doesn't have any really huge songs. Unless you're a Thin Lizzy fan, you probably wouldn't recognize any of the tracks. The Boys Are Back in Town and Cowboy Song are definitely not on here. But a solid album from Thin Lizzy. Again, similar to the Bob Marley one, because Thin Lizzy's a lot like Bob Marley. But similar to the Bob Marley one, you don't want to necessarily start with Chinatown from Thin Lizzy. Except, and their second album called I'm a Rebel. There's the American cover of that where they're all for some reason upside down in a phone booth. But yeah. Is it balls to the wall? No, but it's a great hard rock album. I really like Udo's vocals, and except with I'm a Rebel at number 17. Since none of you care about Accept, I know, but maybe you've heard of this band, REO Speedwagon and High Infidelity.
Oh, was that year?
Yeah,
that one was everywhere.
Dance.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the second biggest rock album of the year.
Oh,
that's the one that
Tough Guys. They think they're full of fires. She thinks they're full of shit. She doesn't like the Tough Guys. Shaking It Loose Tonight in your letter, ooh, in your letter. They kind of go back to the 60s, but of course, the big two on here: Keep on Loving You and Take It on the Run.
Yeah, Take It on the Run. One of those, is that the one that has the Little Rascals at the beginning?
Yeah, Tough Guys is what I was talking about. They think they're full of fire. She thinks they're full of shit. She doesn't like the Tough Guys.
Yeah,
she says she's heard enough lies. So find someone your own size. She's not afraid of you. Ooh. Why are these out of order? Oh no, they're not out of order. Number 16 is The Police with Zenyatta Mandata.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is probably my second favorite Police album. I'm not a huge Police fan, but this has got, Don't Stand So Close to Me. Driven to Tears is great. This has got a really good first 3 or 4 songs. When the World Is Running Down and Canary in a Coal Miner, all the first 4 songs. So those are great.
Is Man in a Suitcase on that?
I was getting ready to say Man in a Suitcase is on here. Yeah. Unfortunately, it also has Do 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 Da Da Da.
I love that song.
You can't win them all.
That's a great song.
Their Logic ties me up and rapes me. It's like, what the hell?
Probably they're more experimental.
Do da 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 is just fun to sing. Do 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 da da da. That's fun.
It is not in order. At number 15 is the debut from Iron Maiden. I really like them with their early vocalist. I mean, their later stuff, some of it's great. Especially the Number of the Beast album, but I really like the first 2. With Paul Di'Anno on it. This is the one with Running Free. That was their first kind of big song. Phantom of the Opera, and just a really nice hard rock album. It's not so much metal like what metal is later thought of. I mean, even though the artwork there just screams like heavy metal.
His
It's
name's
really just kind of
Eddie,
a
right?
fun hard rock album. I really like it. I didn't discover that until a lot later. I was turned off because, the people that I would see in school that had Iron Maiden shirts on were not people that I cared for at all. And so, you kind of judge the band on its fans because you're not going to hear them on the radio or see them on MTV or video, especially Friday night videos or something. So I never heard them. So I didn't really know what they sound like. And it's like, oh, these guys are actually pretty cool. Too bad they got people like that listening to them. But yeah, so where did that album go?
This is going great tonight.
Yeah. At number 14, everybody talks about the Stevie Wonder triple Intervisions, Music of My Mind, Songs of the Key of Live, Talking Book. I guess that's actually 4. This is a great one too, though.
Yeah, it is. I was going to show that.
July. Well, what's wrong with this album? This has a lot of great songs on it. Rocket, they're not big hits though. The only one that's a big hit on here is Master Blaster, which is my least favorite song on the whole album. So this is a solid album. I don't know why this doesn't. People dismiss it like it's over by the time this album comes out. It's like it's not over. This is still, right up. It's not as great as like Talking Book or whatever, but it's still a pretty solid album. Good enough for me to put it at number 14 for an entire year. Number 13, I don't have the album. Just a little CD of the Talking Heads, Remain in Light. This is the one with Once in a Lifetime. But also Cross-Eyed and Painless is great.
Yeah.
So yeah, great stuff on here. Is Born Under Punches? No, I guess that's not on here.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's
Born Under Punches,
Born Under
is
Punches is on here. Yeah, so great stuff from Talking Heads. I'm showing a lot of the ones that Mike showed. 12 is Freedom of Choice from Devo. This is, of course, the one with Whip It and Girl You Want. They're two hugest songs, but also there's a lot of other stuff on here too. Like Snowball is hilarious. That's Pep is ridiculous. I guess that's a B-side. I guess that's not on here. Turnaround. But yeah, I got this in Chicago when I visited the Vinyl Community Guncles at that one record store. That was great. The one, one of the last ones we went to. It was the great one. It was the one that had the funk and soul stuff in a different room. And I think it had books in that room too.
Squeeze Box?
I don't know. I don't remember what it was called. It's the one that I think you really like.
Yeah, I think that was Squeeze Box.
That's probably Squeeze Box then.
Squeeze Box. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, got that there.
There's a lot of books, yeah.
So at number 11, we're almost at the top 10, but first at number 11, it's Scary Monsters and Super Creeps from David Bowie. This is the one with Fashion and the awesome Ashes to Ashes, the follow-up to Major Tom. Absolutely one of my favorite David Bowie songs. But, this is got other great songs on here as well. But yeah, Scary Monsters.
That one.
The title track is great.
Yeah. So here are the
You
top
need
10.
China over there.
That is not top 10.
Okay.
This is 10. Peter Gabriel and the third album with the Melting Face on there. Intruder is just eerie as hell. Family Snapshot is also eerie as hell. Games Without Frontier is the big song on here. Loves that. Kids playing very much adult type games with fascism and stuff like that. I Don't Remember's pretty cool. But Biko, it's the one with Biko on it that ends it. And if you really wanted to see that song and really be moved by that, check out a live version, especially the POV video where the whole audience starts singing along. That is
wasn't there like an Amnesty International performance he did that was spectacular?
I'm not sure, but that sounds like that's even more incredible.
Yeah, I that's what I seem to remember. Yeah.
At number 9, it is Motorhead and Ace of Spades. Just absolutely Love Me Like a Reptile is on here. Unfortunately, Jailbait is on here as well. But you get, We Are the Road Crew, Fast and Loose. And of course, Ace of Spades, just absolute, just party rock, speed rock, just cranked up, no frills, no bullshit, just hard rocking out, and you have Lemmy Kilmister leading the whole thing. So it doesn't really get much better than that. But actually it does, because at number 8, we have Dead Kennedys with Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, an album to this day I still don't have.
I don't know.
I keep hearing, you don't get this one, don't get that version, don't get the version that they ruined the masters on this one. They remixed it, don't get that. So I just, okay, whatever. So I still, and it's not cheap.
I have it, but I don't know which version I have. So
I just want an original, and those are not cheap, and they're super hard to find, and they're hard to find in good condition.
Yep.
So yeah, that's why I don't have that. At number 7, it's AC/DC Back in Black. Way overplayed at this point, to the point where I rarely will pull this out and play it. I mean, especially being in rock radio in the 90s. We literally, this is the only album I can think of. Maybe Boston's debut. But we didn't play every song on that. The station here in St. Louis does, but I want to say, yeah, this is the only rock album that we've literally played every single song off of. There's only one album like that. It's this one. I mean, every single track on here we played. Shake a Leg, not as much, but it still got played. The big ones were, of course, You Shook Me All Night Long, Have a Drink on Me, Back in Black, Hell's Bells, and Shoot the Thrill. But we also played all the other ones. So, yeah, AC/DC and Back in Black. Not even my favorite AC/DC album, and that's at number 7. At number 6... I Am in the Midwest.
Okay.
At number 6 is Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band with Against the Wind.
Against the Wind. That's a good song.
Yeah, and even the album where it's got the piano solo. It's got a couple of Shining Brightly and Good For Me aren't that great, but it does have Fire Lake. Man, this is one of the first albums I ever heard. And when I was a kid, my brother had this on an 8-track, and yeah, Fire Lake, man, what a great. You remember Uncle Joe? He was the one afraid to cut the cake. What the hell does that even mean? This has You'll Accompany Me, Struts on here. Long Twin Silver Line, the song about the train, that's great. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. At number 5 is Queen with The Game, with the foil cover. There's 2 different covers for this. This has, Play the Game, and another one, Bites the Dust, Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
Dragon Attack.
I used to have a 45 for Another One Bites the Dust, back before I even knew any, I don't know why I had that, because usually at that age, I only had 45s that were from yard sales, but for some reason I got a new song. It was the only one like that I had. I had I Will Survive too, but I had Another One Bites the Dust on a 45. The other side is on here, and it was called Don't Try Suicide. I did not know what the word suicide meant. And I also didn't know what a prick teaser was. And he says that in the song. So the first time I ever heard the words prick teaser, I was probably, 80? I was 8 years old, 7 years old, thanks to Freddie Mercury. This has a song on here called Dragon Attack. This is produced or co-produced by Mac. Okay, this was the first album, I think, from him that theirs that he produced, maybe the second one. Yeah. But Mac, I don't know his full name, also produced the 2 big Billy Squier albums, Don't Say No and Emotion in Motion. Listen to Dragon Attack and listen to the song Emotion in Motion. It's the same thing. He's like, man, it sounded really good when Queen did that. We're going to do it again with Billy Squier 2 years later. Yeah. Listen to Emotions in Motion.
But the guitar work on Dragon Attack is phenomenal.
Well, it's the same do 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 with the drums. It's the same exact mix. Yeah. Emotion in Motion. Number 4 is Van Halen, Women and Children First. This is the one with And the Cradle Will Rock, Romeo Delight, Could This Be Magic, Take Your Whiskey Home, and Everybody Wants Some. And if you're going to play that on rock radio, you have to turn it up at the end so you get that what the fuck at the end and play that right over the air. We used to do that all the time. Oh, what's the payer for it? What the fuck? At number 3 is Prince and Dirty Mind. So yeah, of course. I mean, this was, man, I got this when I was really into Prince right after 19 Purple Rain had just come out, but I was into him a little bit before that. But that Christmas was a Prince Christmas because I got the second album. I got they were cassettes, and I got this and Controversy on one of those Warner Brothers 2-on-1 cassettes.
Oh yeah.
And so, man, I used to play this all the time. And I thought 19 Purple Rain didn't really have anything dirty on it except for Darling Nikki said grind and masturbating. That was pretty tame compared to what was on 1999 with that Let's Pretend We're Married song. But he whispers things in that. He's like, oh, I want to fuck you so bad it hurts. I sincerely want to fuck the taste out of you. That's it. You know, you have to really be paying attention. And then he yells every motherfucking night at the end of it. But this, Jesus Christ, that song Head, the song Sister. Wow.
Sister.
I was like, okay, we're going to get some headphones. Can I have some headphones for Christmas too? Late Christmas present, because I'm not listening to this in an open room so parents can hear that shit. But yeah, Uptown is on here. That's one of my favorite.
Yes, because adults would have been written on it.
To this day, I still go around just randomly saying black, white, Puerto Rican, everybody just a freaking good times rolling. Whenever the occasion arises, and I make it arise quite a bit. Okay,
of course.
Two left. There's two left. I just want to say too that I didn't do London Calling because did we do 1979?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, we did.
But so at number 2, I'm not doing London Calling, but at number 2 is Ozzy Osbourne, Blizzard of Oz. My God, this is such a better album than Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. But
it is.
Yeah, Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley. Steal Away the Night. Why doesn't rock radio play that? That is such a great song.
Great
It never
song.
gets played. Steal Away the Night is incredible. Crazy Train, I don't know. I mean, even Goodbye to Romance is kind of cool for being, the ballad that it is. But yeah, my skip over song on this is D. Like you're saying that Suicide Solution. Mine is like, I never really cared for D. But yeah, Blizzard of Oz from Ozzy Osbourne, number 2. And my number 1, far and away the best of 1980 for me, released on January 11th. I didn't know about the UK release date. I thought they were released on the same day. But in the US anyway, it was released on January 11th. Pretenders' first album. Man, did I play the hell out of this. Every single song on here. The Paul Bartolino from As It Should Be just did like one of those song versus songs, taking this going up against Blondie, E to the Beat. And it's like, I wouldn't even know what to do with that. I would have a nervous breakdown trying to do that. But
it's perfect. There's not a bad song on there.
There's not. I'm looking at the list trying to go, well, Stop Your Sobbing is my least favorite on here, but it's still not bad. Lovers of Today, still not bad though. Just my least favorite. Everything else, The Weight. Oh my God, why doesn't everybody play that? The song The Weight, Tattooed Love Boys, Up the Neck, and the Stare. I said, baby. The phone call where this is a missionary mission or whatever she says. I don't want to see you hit. Here's a word. Listen to it. Somebody's done it. You gotta go. Mystery Achievements, awesome. Do. And Precious. I mean, and of course the hit on there is Brass in Pocket. Wow, I took up a lot of time. Those are my top of 1980. Makes up for the other ones that I've just kind of went. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Singles. Duh. I have a top 20. I could have gone way more, but I wanted to kind of first couple are kind of corny, but that's okay. I don't care is what I'm trying to say. Maybe I needed some more wine, but the bottle's gone. So anyways, number 20, the Pointer Sisters with He's So Shy. That's a good song. Don't anybody look at me like that.
That's a great song. That's me, little boy that caught my eye.
Number 19, the album came out in 79, but the single came out in 80, and that would be Shalimar with Second Time Around. That song is so good. And of course, you got Jody Watley on the backing vocals. She did some, front vocals, but not very often. It was all about those guys. Howard or whatever his name is. He wrote the song. That's a great song. Okay, I don't care. I don't care, y'all. Number 17. I love this song. I love them. They are corny. Air Supply with Lost in Love. Lost in Love.
Yeah, every school dance. Every fucking school dance. It would always be like the
eager to be what you wanted.
I always like the other one more. All Out of Love.
Oh, and So Lost Without You. Yeah, really making love out of nothing at all is the best.
They didn't play that at the school dances.
Yes,
and we used to say making love while we're shopping at the mall because that's fun. But anyways, number 17. Pico, Pico, Pico. That is such an amazing song. And then when you read what it's actually like about, Steve Biko, look it up and read it. I don't want to talk about it because it's sad, but just the sounds and everything that he put into that song is a tribute. It's phenomenal. So that's number 17. Number 16, Pat with I'm Gonna Follow You. I love that when it just kind of gets in that because it's really slow and then it kind of goes really fast and it goes back to really slow. And I just love it. And look at her. She's even on the label. Look at Sexy Pat on the label there. Girl on Chrysalis. Number 15. Also on Chrysalis, Blondie with The Tide Is High, cover of the Paragons. Isn't that their name, Paragons, from 1967? Yes. Tide Is High. And
you have to hear the album version with that crazy laugh at the very end.
Mm-hmm. It's so great. And not a picture, a painting, which is just so cool. If you really look at Debbie's face, you can tell, but I always thought it was a photograph until I really looked at it. But it is not. It's paint. Number 14 would be Visage with Fade to Gray. Fade to Gray. So good. And number 13.
Oh, I love that song.
Yes, so good. Number 13. I don't have the album, but I have a greatest hits here. Would be Sheena Easton with Modern Girl. Na na na. I mean, again, any song you got a na 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 na. She's a modern girl. Sheena. I think that was like was 9 to 5 her first single or was Modern Girl?
I think it was 9 to 5.
It's No Strut.
Morning Train. It's No Telephone.
Yeah, no Sugar Walls. Come inside these sugar walls. Oh, my sugar walls. Okay, album came out in 1979, but single for the album with the same title of the album came out in 1980. My favorite album of his, my favorite song off the album, and that would be Michael Jackson with Off the Wall. Oh my God, do I love that song so very, very much.
Oh, album.
And this is better than Thriller. I'm sorry.
I
and that is better than Thriller. No. So I'm just, in my opinion, really listen to. I'm sorry, The Girl Is Mine. She's out of my life.
Okay, that was a low blow. The Girl Is Mine.
She's out of my life. Also,
that album to me is the opposite of Thriller. because that album starts off with my two favorite songs on the album. It's a 1-2 punch on that starts off side one. That's just like, damn. Starts with Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and then goes right into Rock With You. And then it kind of, okay.
Like
Working Day and Night, Get on the Floor, Off the Wall. Oh, actually, She's Out of My Life is on this album. Sorry.
Yeah.
I Can't Help You. That's the worst song. Burn This Disco Out. Like this
It's okay. But Thriller does the opposite. Thriller takes a long time to get going. Wanna Be Starting Something is just kind of okay. And then that's followed by Baby Be Mine, which isn't anything. And then The Girl Is Mine, which is horrendous. Then the album finally starts at the end of side one with the song Thriller. And then it's like top notch from there on out. So it's like they're complete opposites.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love Off the Wall. Maybe it
I do too.
kind of was. Well, it was really the first Michael Jackson album I ever heard, like solo record of his that I ever heard. So, and I love Bad. So, okay, number 11 would be Jonna Louie with You'll Always Find Me in the Kitchen at Parties. You'll always find me in the kitchen at party. Really?
I don't know that.
Oh my God, it's sad. He has a dirty house. He never cleans his kitchen. He's always hanging out in the kitchen when there's parties, and the girls come over. Nobody likes him.
A song about this?
Yeah, and then finally at the end, he finds a nice lady, and he leaves his kitchen, and they go out and have a nice time together. He's the guy that also did the Christmas song "Stop the Cavalry." And then Stop the Cavalry. Really?
I don't know that.
Really? Nobody knows Jonna Louie. Real name John Lewis, but all right, where are we at? Number 10 would be, it's British artist, so AC/DC with Hell's Bells. No, I did not say, hey Siri, stop. Jesus Christ. So yeah, Hell's Bells. It's so good. It's the best Brian, right? That's his name, right? This is the best Brian.
Oh, yeah, I would think that's the best Brian Johnson.
Yes.
AC/DC.
Yeah. Not the best AC/DC because it doesn't have Bond. But I realize he's obviously been with the band a lot longer now. But, you know, but also.
He's still the new guy.
Yeah. Number 9 from their debut. I Will Follow.
I can't believe I forgot that.
I don't know about the US cover. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I don't like the US cover either.
Because they had a boy on it, but it's like, well, the album's called Boys, so why can't you have a boy? Maybe because his nipples were showing. It's the same boy that's on War, but that's just his face. So I don't know. This is a great debut. I Will Follow.
I still don't have that album. I need to get that.
Number 8. Maybe this is too high. Maybe this should have been much lower, but oh well. It's number 8 apparently on my list. I'm wearing the shirt. Christopher Cross was Sailing. Take Me Away. Just because it's so corny and terrible. Yeah, it probably should have been like number 20, but apparently it made number 8 on my list. But Christopher Cross, Sailing. Really one of the.
I remember when his voice cracked when he was singing that on the Grammys.
Oh, Jesus. Poor Christopher. Number 7. So in the US, it was a B-side. And in the UK, it was an A-side. So it was a single. So I'm saying this is a single. It is my favorite song by them. So that would be Joy Division with Atmosphere. In silence, don't walk away. That's so good. This is not an album. This is like a bootleg comp thing. But yeah, which Atmosphere wasn't on. That was just a single anyways, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
I believe. And I think She's Lost Control was the A-side, B-side, depending on where you were at in the world. Let's see. Number 6. would be The Cure with A Forest. And of course, they're going to be, yeah, and especially A Forest. I really don't need to say any more about it, but y'all know what a great song it is.
Yep.
Cool green lights on the drums in the video.
Huh?
Anyway, I said cool green lights on the drums in the video.
Are there green lights on the drums? I don't know that have I. Yeah, I've seen the video. It's been years though. Number 5. Is this their second album? Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark with Enola Gay. Yeah. This is not a US pressing. I don't know where this came from, but number 4, Holiday in Cambodia. Don't forget to pack a wife. Yes, this is a reissue. Okay, this cracks me up. Because of course, it's not, this is not because the band heads aren't there. It doesn't sound terrible. This was done by Manifesto. It's not the best sounding, but it brags about includes a double-sided poster. Well, this is a poster I would get in a CD.
Oh my God.
I'm like, seriously? This is from a CD. It would fit. This is I don't know. I'm like, okay, thank you for my double-sided poster that's gonna just go in here and stay in here. But yeah. What is the other great song off of this? Oh, Kill the Poor. The opener.
This has California Uber Alles on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Has what?
Yes.
California Uber Alles was the other
Yes.
big.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Good label there. Yeah, good album. Great album.
Lynch the Landlord.
Right.
All right, number 3. Beat in the UK, English beat here. Mirror in the bathroom, please talk free. The door is locked. You and me. Can I take you to a restaurant that's got glass tables? Do you watch yourself while you are eating? That is probably one of the greatest songs ever created. It's just so good. It's so mighty fine and groovy and spectacular and just, yeah. Mirror in the bathroom. See, and I just want to dance and sing it in my head. And number 2 would be Susie and the Banshees with Christine, the Strawberry Girl, Christine, Banana Split Lady. It's so good. This whole album is just fantastic. Happy House is on here, I believe, as well, right? This is a happy. Oh, it's the opener. Trophy. Yeah, there's clock face. This is brilliant. And my favorite song of 1980. I'll give you fish. I'll give you candy. Just give me back my man. Give me back my. Oh my God, Cindy on that. Her vocals, it's so just fantastic. And she's gonna give you fish. Bitch, give her back her man. You're gonna get fish and some candy to kind of wash down the fish afterwards. Take that fish breath. You got maybe some mints. Thank her for that. Thanks Cindy for this. Yeah. Yeah. Give me back my man. Just fucking brilliant. So there you have it. My favorite songs from the year 1980.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Now it's time for Richard.
Yeah, follow that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of surprised that we haven't had very much overlap with
I left a lot of stuff out because
I think Mike and I overlapped quite a bit. I mean, Ozzy, Pretenders, David Bowie, Devo.
Well, not so much overlapping with me, maybe, but I went kind of a different route. But the first thing I want to talk about, of course, is events of 1980, and I'm only going to talk about one because there's a lot of stuff going on with this. And that was July 18th. the documentary and the concert film No Nukes opened in New York. Now, the album No Nukes, this is Wiki says it was released in 1980. Discog says it was released in 1979. But the concert was in late 1979. I can't believe that they got it mastered and edited and got it to a pressing plant, before the end of the year. So I'm going to say it's a 1980 album. This was the first time I had heard Gil Scott-Heron, and he sang the song "We Almost Lost Detroit," and that's what I wanted to talk about, because this was really significant. All right, so the concert was in September. 3 Mile Island was in March of '79, but "We Almost Lost Detroit" is a song referencing a breeder reactor that was in Detroit by Lake Erie, the Fermi 1 reactor. And it's got a bit of a notorious history. It's during its first test was 1955, and it had a partial meltdown in 1955. But then it got authorized that they would finish the plant, and it became operational in 1963. And then it started to ramp up electricity production in 1966, and that's when they had another partial meltdown, and that's when the plant got shut down. They initially kind of didn't know what happened, and then they figured out what had happened, and then eventually the Atomic Energy Commission at that time withdrew the permit, so the plant was shut down by 1970. And then it was decommissioned, or it was closed in 1972, because it did reopen again after that partial meltdown and had some stuff going on until 1970. The title of Gil Scott-Heron's song, "We Almost Lost Detroit," came from a book title, the same book title, by John Fuller, who initially was going to write a fiction story about a nuclear disaster. But then he got his hands on some government documents about the Fermi 1 incident. And so he thought that, well, gosh, the truth is going to be a lot more interesting than fiction. So that's how that book got together. And the title, "We Almost Lost Detroit," apparently is attributed to a worker at the plant. It was an anonymous quote that I believe was in one of those government documents. I thought for a while, after learning about this, that David Bowie's song "Panic in Detroit" was referring to this incident, especially when he's running across all the cars at the silent traffic lights. But that turned out, I couldn't find any evidence of that. Panic in Detroit apparently was inspired by Iggy Pop, who told David Bowie about a lot of things that were going on in Detroit, at that time, which was 1972, 74, somewhere around there. But anyway, that's this is a decent live recording album too. Got a lot of people on here. You've got let's see, there's Graham Nash and your favorite, the Doobie Brothers, but there's got Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, which apparently their performance got stellar reviews for their performance, and I think it might even have been Bruce Springsteen's first live performance with the E Street Band. I don't know. Probably not, but anyway.
I know that when I think of the No Nukes concert, it's always Bruce Springsteen. I mean, that's always kind of what goes with that. If you don't know much about it, it's like, that's the Bruce Springsteen thing.
Right. I got a bunch of honorable mentions. I'm just going to read the titles because I also have a list of 13 records that they're not ranked, but to me, these were really, really important records. 1980, I was 22 years old. And this was like, you have that first experience with music, like when you're 12, 13, and 14, that kind of shapes your musical direction. But then there's a later one you have when you're in college, where there's this other phase of music that makes a real big imprint on you. And 1980 was one of those years for me. But yeah, just to run through some albums, and some of these you've mentioned, the Pretenders debut, Warren Zevon, Bad Luck at Dancing School, The Cure, 17 Seconds, X with the album Los Angeles, the Feelies, Crazy Rhythms, Devo, Freedom of Choice was mentioned, Peter Gabriel, the third eponymous album, the Soft Boys, Underwater Moonlight, we reviewed that, Joy Division with Closer, B-52s, Wild Planet, Dead Kennedys, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, mentioned the Police with Zenyatta Mondatta, Bruce Springsteen had The River come out at that time. The Clash had Black Market Clash, which was originally released as a 10-inch EP. And then Sandinista. I know Sandinista gets bashed a bit because it's a bloated big album with a lot of tracks on it. And yeah, it is. There's a lot of tracks that I'll skip over, but I still really like Sandinista. Adam and the Ants with Kings of the Wild Frontier. Stevie Winwood, okay. Arc of the Diver. I like Arc of a Diver. I think that was a
know that. I just know Roll with It.
I think it's a mature album for Stevie Winwood. It's a return for him, but I won't say a return to form because it is a more mature perspective.
It's the beginning of the end.
yeah, well. Spyro Gyra with Catching the Sun. Pretty Things with Crosstalk. Then Emmylou Harris had Roses in the Snow. And then Jeff Beck with There and Back, which Mike had mentioned. Now, these releases, the next ones, I'm going to talk more about each one, really were major shifts in not only in music, but in my musical tastes, which was already a little bit warped by, my earlier experiences with people like Frank Zappa or something like that. But this first one is a Belgian band called Aksak Maboul. And the album is titled Bandits. I will not try and say the French name. And it was a blind buy because of the cover. You got this naked man standing before a naked woman.
Of course, that's why Richard has
hiding the eyes of the dog, but the dog also has an erection.
Oh.
So
wait a minute. What now? Does the man have an erection?
The man has an erection. The woman is looking straight at it, and she's covering the eyes of the dog, which also has an erection. So it's a crazy album. It opens with this cacophony of percussion.
I am not even surprised that you have that.
It opens with this cacophony of percussion and woodwinds with this shrill female voice singing in French. Well, she's
so the erection, is it an impressive erection or is it just like a normal?
Well, that would be up to you to decide if you would, view the record.
Is like bulging veins on it, or like
it's a pencil drawing,
right? Or do they draw the veins on there?
The next song on the record is like this cabaret tune.
Is he circumcised?
No, it's European. They're Belgian.
Oh,
okay. It's a Belgian wiener. All right. So the next song is this like cabaret tune that's very much like coming from like Weimar, Germany, and then you've got this avant-garde jazz coming in with woodwinds and this irregular percussion. they use this honking and squawking saxophone that's very reminiscent of Frank Zappa's King Kong from the Uncle Meat album. And in fact, during this period, there were a lot of European bands hugely influenced by Uncle Meat, and that developed this like a network of musicians and bands. Aksak Mabul was part of it, but so was Henry Cow and some other bands, and they would collaborate with each other all the time. And then side 2 of this album is a little more contemplative, and it's even ominous at times, but it ventures more into free jazz, but it still remains accessible. So yeah, Aksak Mabul, fantastic. If you like the really outrageous avant-garde compositions.
I suck a bull. What's it called?
Aksak Mabul.
That sounds so dirty.
Yeah, it sounds like I suck my bull.
I am suck my balls.
The farmer
In a
was
similar
desperate
vein,
to stud the cow and to get the bull
poor
around.
in a
Poor
similar
dog
vein.
getting
All right,
covered.
let's keep this moving along.
Okay,
Yeah,
move it
let's
along.
review.
God, Richard, why are you talking so long? Jesus. No, just kidding.
Next one here is Captain Beefheart with Doc at the radar station.
Well, we
I've
could
never
have
seen
just
that.
edited that out. That's how one way to make it shorter.
The John French is still with the band at this time, playing guitar and drums and some other instruments. I think it's Bruce Fowler, might have been Tom Fowler though, plays on this, and he played with Frank Zappa during the 70s and the 70 releases. Hothead is a great opening track on this record. Ashtray Heart is another great follow to this, and French is playing drums on that one. This album, I didn't find out about it until much later, but this is a Snakefinger album, and he played with the Residents, and this is called Greener Postures, and the Residents collaborate with him, and this is kind of if you can think of a twisted sound like a distorted Devo and Talking Heads kind of put together. And there's some really great songs on here. The Man in the Dark Sedan is probably the best track. It's got like this reggae rhythm, but at the same time, it has this like New Orleans brass band kind of structure that's placed on top of the reggae rhythm. And then The Picture Makers versus the Children of the Sea is this other great track, haunting track. It's a story that documents like these film people or these journalists who are visiting this remote and primitive culture, who explain to these visitors that they're just simple people and they don't want to be bothered. But these visitors keep pestering them, wanting to know more about them, and they kind of end up meeting a sticky end. This one here, The Bus Boys, Minimum Wage Rock and Roll. This is simple but fantastic rock and roll and rhythm and blues tunes with lyrics that are filled with like mocking commentary. There's a song, There Goes the Neighborhood. There goes the neighborhood. The whites are moving in. They'll bring their next of kin. The title song, Minimum Wage and Rock and Roll, or Minimum Wage Rock and Roll, you know, they're singing about working. They're busboys in restaurants and they're working for the minimum wage. You've got a song called KKK, in which it has the line, I want to join the Ku Klux Klan and play in a rock and roll band. And at this time, becoming more prominent were these white supremacist bands, rock and roll bands. And there was even a label that was established that was producing a lot of this music. So it was kind of like their response to it. Eddie Murphy loved them so much that he got them on Saturday Night Live, I think twice. And he performed with them.
Yes. I know who I've heard these guys now. Now that
If
you
you
mentioned the Eddie
listen
Murphy
to
thing.
the if you listen to the one of his live albums, the very first thing he says is, "Before I even get started, how about a big round of applause for the Bus Boys?"
Yeah.
And I always thought he meant like literally the guys walking around bussing the tables at the concert or something. But yeah,
that's what I would have thought.
They mentioned.
Aren't they the? Am I wrong, or are they the ones on the Ghostbusters soundtrack? With The Boys Are Back in Town.
Yes, they are, because that was on their next album.
Yeah, that's probably their biggest song.
Yeah.
They were mentioned in the big documentary, that 50th anniversary Saturday Night Live, the music.
Yeah.
Like the concerts or something, whatever it was called. They were mentioned in that.
I don't know which one it was on, but I remember seeing clips of it. But yeah, he was really hot on them and wanted to promote them as much as possible. Coming out in 1980 was this Ryuichi Sakamoto record, B2 Unit. And this was simultaneous with him still touring with Yellow Magic Orchestra. So this is very early in his career. It is amazing electronic compositions. Just, you know, it was not like the electronic synth pop that was coming out at all. This was really different. Side 2 is probably the stronger side, with the songs Riot in Lagos and Not the 6 O'Clock News, and then it closes with The End of Europe. But really, really, and then, you know, the back photo of him, he was such a cute guy. Oh yeah, my God.
He was so
cute. And you know, he was married, but I wondered if his wife was a beard. Which was common in Japan, very common in Japan for gay men to get married, you know, to please the family, and you know, and it was
common in America.
Well,
yeah.
but
Trust me.
It was a mutually agreed upon arrangement for a lot of times in Japan. Anyway, we've talked about this one, but this was such an important record for me as well. Talking Heads, Remain in Light. It's my favorite Talking Heads. The funky rhythms with the eerie atmosphere. And again, some really biting commentary in some of the songs. I think Listening Wind is my favorite song, which is a song that David Byrne said later that they could never perform, you know, live because of the content of the song. You know, it's about some kid in a third world nation or whatever, a colonized nation, singing about the resentment. They're singing about the resentment felt by the local people toward the invaders, who, you know, everybody in the country lives poor, but they live in nice houses. And the song is about this boy who blows up an American's home. I'm surprised nobody mentioned this record, but Echo and the Bunnymen.
Oh, that's a good
Crocodiles.
one.
I thought
really,
BB
recommended this record to me, you know, when she was giving us things to listen to.
I almost mentioned Rescue, but
yeah, I mean, it kind of with this record, I'm thinking like the band is like, what do you do when you're trying to come out in the music scene that's dominated by The Cure and Joy Division? You know, how do you? But they found, you know, they had a sound that really set them apart from a lot of things that were going on at the time, and every one of the players is just a great musician, and you know, great vocals going in there. They were able to be experimental without becoming parodies of themselves, you know, with what they were doing. It's just really, really solid record.
Super underrated.
Yes. Craig mentioned, a song from here, The Beat, I Just Can't Stop It. God, what a fresh sound this was. Now, I mean, ska had been going on for a while, in Europe already, particularly in Britain. But when I heard this was something so brand new to me. It was just incredible. And the covers that they do on here are, most of the time covers are covers, they're just kind of thrown onto a record. But their covers of Tears of a Clown and Can't Stand Losing You were just so fresh and original in their own way. The way they made it part of their sound. And I love the medley of Wine and Grind along with Stand Down Margaret. My God, how long was her tenure? And the opening track, Mirror in the Bathroom, just such a frenetic and neurotic expose on narcissism. It's such a cool song. Big Shot is another great song on there, because, Britain, the whole issue with the ruling class and the working class, it filters into a lot of music. Just a few more here. Wall of Voodoo's debut. The eponymous debut, which was a Record Store Day reissue. I finally replaced my copy with the and it sounds great. I mean, Standard Ridgway's quirky, careless voice just really brings. It's the perfect match with the style of music that they play. Really makes the project work with their robotic rhythms and melodies. Because they sang a lot about a world that alienates humanity, in a lot of their material. Speaking of covers, their cover of Ring of Fire is, I think, one of the greatest covers ever. Now, apparently, Blondie did a cover of the Ring of Fire the same year in 1980, but this is by far better. And many others, I don't know, did they spark these covers? Because later on, you get other bands, other musical artists covering the song. And then later down the road, you get Johnny Cash sort of, I don't know how he reacted to those covers, what he thought about them. But later on, he's doing a cover of Hurt, and that it kind of is just a nice circle, I think.
Stan Ridgway's solo records are pretty solid too. The first two, at least.
I will check them out because
check them out. They're pretty cool.
This is a jazz fusion record by Ryo Kawasaki and the Golden Dragon. It's called Little Tree. So by 1980, jazz fusion in the U.S. was kind of like going downhill. But with Japanese musicians, they were taking it to new heights. They were producing some really amazing stuff. Ryo Kawasaki is probably more famous for the 1976 album Juice, which recently got a reissue because
I got it too.
Yeah, because it got so pricey. He's an amazing guitarist, really innovative with the guitar. And so if you think of Mahavishnu Orchestra, maybe Weather Report, that's kind of a little bit of the sound. And his guitar playing, if you like John McLaughlin or you like Larry Coryell or Pat Metheny, then I think you will like Ryo Kawasaki. You should give him a listen.
What's that one called?
It is called, it's hard to read on here. It's Little Tree. Yeah, Little Tree from 1980. And then the final album, this was released at the right time in my life. I remember hearing the hit single on the radio, and that's what prompted me to buy that. The single was Games People Play, and from the Alan Parsons Project, and The Turn of the Friendly Card. So I bought the record because of that single I was hearing on the radio. But Jesus, the rest of this album, you've got the song Time. Well, first of all, there's the song that I really connected with called I Don't Want to Go Home. And it really spoke to me. I mean, I'm 22 years old, living far away from home in Arizona on my own. Sometimes things go great. Sometimes things don't go so great. I was struggling with attending university and also working a full-time job. And plus just experiencing the desert, which was so amazing to me. But sometimes things would get bad and difficult. And that song really spoke to me about, but I don't want to go home. No, I'm not going to go home. I'm going to find a way to make it out here. The song Time, it's more than just a song about someone moving on after a love breaks up, but it's also just about the inevitable inertia of time moving forward. And with the line, who knows if shall meet again, if ever. Time keeps flowing like a river. It's just, we're all caught in this flow of time, and we grab onto what we can, but even that isn't going to last. And sometimes it's bittersweet. But yeah, I Don't Want to Go Home was just really a major song for me. It would help me pull my shit together. The fact that I came out of all of this, without any serious damage to myself, I think, this album had a lot to do with that in some respects, just filling me with that determination that here, I wasn't going to fail out on my own, because a lot of things I had to pay for my own university. My parents had no money to pay for college. They did kind of help me out with establishing, a place to live, but I really was stuck out there in Arizona on my own, and it was an adventure, and an incredible time of my life. And that's why that album is always going to have a very strong connection with me in that period in my life. So those are the tops for me for 1980.
Those are the tops for all of us for 1980. So now it's time to talk about the bottoms of 1980 as we roll into hour 2.
Yeah.
This episode.
Started out so great. I have 2 bottoms, and they're not really, I guess they're bottoms. But they're albums that I loved when they came out. Absolutely loved. And now spending them all these years later, they're not that great. They're really not that great. Other than the title track on this record, and man, I used to love this record. Both of these records, I used to play these all the time. The first one is the Rolling Stones, Emotional Rescue. This isn't a great record.
No, it's not.
I mean, even the singles aren't that. I mean, She's So Cold it's okay, and Let Me Go was a single. I think it's just kind of, yeah. It doesn't. I love this record. It just doesn't hold up for me. It doesn't hold up for me. I love the title track still. I used to have the poster. It came with a poster that was like the size of the door, and I used to have it on the back. I had it on the back of my door.
Type. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the poster anymore. I wish I did. It was
Is
on
that
my door.
the one with Undercover or
No, that's later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this doesn't hold up for me. Okay, and this is another one. This band doesn't hold up for me. I love this record too, and I used to play this like freaking crazy. And now I listen to it, I'm like, yeah. and that's Adventures in Utopia by Utopia. This band, I loved Todd Rundgren when I was a kid, and but man, there was
I like that
one.
with Todd Rundgren's Utopia, that one that came out in 70 something.
Yeah, it doesn't
Boy.
hold up either really well. This is the one. This one they kind of go new wave on this, and it's got like Road to Utopia, Set Me Free. I think was the big single. Shot in the Dark, Second Nature. This whole thing. I used to love this record, and it's really not. I don't know. Todd Rundgren doesn't hold up for me. Most of his music. I do like that covers album he did, Faithfully. That's a pretty good record, but other than that, man, this does not hold up. And that's it. That's really all I have for bottoms. It's a great year in music.
I have 6, and they're not really bottoms. They're more like what Mike usually says, like disappointments. It's like these bands put out great albums right before this, and some of them, it's like the 70s, and it's just killer album after killer album, and then something happens, the decade switches. We're in the 80s now, and they are off the script or something. But they're not terrible. Well, a couple of them are actually terrible. But most of these are not terrible. They're just disappointments, considering what came previous. So one is one that he just mentioned, the Rolling Stones, Emotional Rescue. I mean, this is the band that in the 70s put out Sticky Fingers, Exile on Main Street, Some Girls, even Goat's Head Soup. I like that one. I love It's Only Rock and Roll album. I'm not really big on Black and Blue, but those other, and then it's the 80s.
Something happened.
And we got Emotional Rescue. And so for their next album, they plunder the vaults on Tattoo You and go, hey, let's see what we made in the 70s that we didn't release yet. So yeah, Emotional Rescue. I mean, a couple of decent tracks on there. I think Let Me Go is okay. Like Mike said, She's So Cold is all right. Emotional Rescue, the song is really just an update of a retread kind of Miss You.
Yeah.
It's okay. But I mean, compare that to their 70s stuff. I mean, it's definitely a letdown. The Cars Panorama, it's okay. It's all right. Has Since You're Gone on it, whatever. Mm-hmm. But compare that to Candio and the debut that was just before it.
It's like, Since You're Gone, Shake It Up. I don't think Touch and Go is on.
Touch and Go, right. Yeah. So Touch and Go is not it's okay.
Great. Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, I mean, I can just picture being a certain, I wasn't buying these albums because I was a child, but I was into Kiss. But I can just imagine what it would have been like to buy the Cars debut. Oh my God. And then buy Candio. Oh my God. And then the next one comes, woo! And it's Panorama.
Yep.
It's not great. Ramones, End of the Century, where they team up with Phil Spector. It's not a bad album. It's okay. It's got a certain sound to it. But again, what's it coming off of? Those first 4 Ramones albums? I mean, just the energy of those and the rawness of those and just the fun of those. And now it's more like a kind of a, I don't know, rock and roll radio. Let's go. It's kind of they got the Rock and Roll High School movie out, and it's just not, it's not up to the standard of the first 4. And of course, they continue to kind of fall, but it's not bad. If it was a different band, it'd be all right. This is all right, but it's the Ramones, and they just came off of those 4 albums. So Into the Century is kind of a letdown. Blondie, Auto American. Man, I was upset. I got so into Blondie around 89, for whatever reason. I don't know. I mean, obviously I knew the song Heart of Glass and a couple of Call Me and whatever when I was younger, but around the end of the 80s, I stopped listening to newer music because all this shit started coming out. So from 83 to like 88, it was all about what's out now, what's hot, rock, pop, whatever, funk. I'm all about the new stuff, videos on MTV and whatever. But around 88, I started really getting out of it and like, this sucks, Bon Jovi and Warrant and Winger and Trickster and whatever bullshit was coming out.
Good Trickster.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so done with it. I'm going to start reinvestigating older stuff, new wave, punk rock, older classic rock, older funk. And Blondie, for whatever reason, man, I played that Eat to the Beat album. My God. And Parallel Lines. It was like, damn. And so I got those two and the best of Blondie, and now I'm ready for, and I got the debut. That was pretty cool. It's a little more raw, a little more weird. And then I got Auto American. And it's like,
Like them.
not up to the standard.
No.
When The Hunger came out, I got that next. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm done I'm buying Blondie albums. Or The Hunter. That's what it was. The Hunter.
Yeah.
But yeah, Auto American has the
But
tightest.
she looks great on the cover.
Yeah, the cover, nice. No, it does not look great on that cover. And Chris Stein looks terrible. He was very ill at that time.
Yeah, he was probably.
But yeah, the Titus High's okay. That's all right. I never was a fan of Rapture, and there's a couple of okay album tracks on there, but overall, is it Eat to the Beat? No. Is it Parallel Lines? No. It's a letdown. It's definitely a letdown. Journey, Departure. Not the huge Journey fan, but they always had decent songs on their albums. They always had a few hits and then a couple nice album tracks, maybe a few throwaway tracks. Your typical 80s, 70s rock album. Infinity's pretty good all the way through for them. And there's a couple maybe songs I don't like, but then they had Evolution. That was okay. But then Departure is just, I just recently listened to that because I've been pruning my record collection and put it on again, and it's got one good song on it. Any Way You Want It. The hit.
That's the way you
Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing on there. There's another single called Chain Reaction, but that was a failure. The rest of those songs on there are not good. Total letdown. Departure from Journey, not a great album at all. One song. Any Way You Want It. And you can get that on a comp. There's no edit version or no, oh, I got to get the album. It's all the same version everywhere. So just get that on a compilation. Journey, Departure, not great. And the final one, I said some of these are not bad. They're just let down. This is terrible. It's been mentioned earlier, but not as a bottom. This is a bottom, man. Yikes. Exactly. Mike knows exactly what I'm going to say.
Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath?
No. Because that's not really a letdown. The Black Sabbath was kind of, if that would have come out after Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, yeah, that would have been a major letdown.
It's going to be Steve Winwood.
Oh,
no,
it's Steve Winwood.
It is not. It is the Clash, Sandinista. My God, to go from like the debut to Give Them Enough Rope, which I always really liked. I don't know why people don't like that album.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then London Calling. It's like, my God, what are they going to do next? Well, unfortunately, they're going to do Sandinista, a triple album.
Yeah, that's big.
You can't even make a good single album out of it. People talk about making like good single albums out of double albums. You can't even do that with this triple album. You can make an EP.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
You love it?
No, I don't know. You could make a single album out of it. That'd be pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
you could make a really decent single album.
You could make a 45.
Lots of good songs on it.
At least
maybe a double 45.
You
could make a triple 45 out of that album instead of a triple album. I mean, what the hell is even on this? I just listened to this about 2 years ago or so because somebody was going on YouTube about how, well, actually, this is the best Clash album. So I'm like pulling this thing out. Okay, what do we have? Hitsville UK is okay, but I don't even think that's them, is it? It's like that 60s kind of throwback thing. Somebody Got Murdered is all right.
Magnificent Seven.
Oh my God, that's terrible. Oh wow. And they start the album with that.
That's a great
They go
song.
from like expanding their palette and bringing in world music and different influences and all that on London Calling. And then they start this with some bullshit rap thing that sounds immediately dated. Cringe to the fucking hill.
Washington Bullets.
What a fucking embarrassment. Police on My Back is great. Police on My Back is great. The Street Parade's pretty cool.
It gets worse as you go towards the side six.
My God. Is the crooked beat all right? I think that one's okay. But unless I'm
It's
using it with a
okay.
different song. Jesus Christ. I'm seeing like 4 songs on here. The call up is tolerable.
I like the call up.
I do too.
That's a good song.
At least they bounced back pretty solid.
Wow. I mean, if albums could talk, Fleetwood Mac Tusk would look at this and be like, God damn.
They have a song called If Music Could Talk.
Reel it in.
Fleetwood Mac Tusk is brilliant.
Oh my, thank you, Craig.
The call up is good.
I love it.
I said the call up.
Yeah.
I said the call up is okay. Police on My Back is good. Hitsville
On My
UK
Back.
is all right. That's pretty cool. Somebody Got Murdered.
Oh, it's a good song.
The Street
Yeah.
Parade is
Okay.
weird and it's a nice, different kind of thing. So, 5 or 6 songs. Like I said, a triple 45. Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And the Magnificent Seven is awful.
It's not the greatest album, but I even like the
remember.
garbage on this album.
Those are my bottoms.
Okay.
Who's
I don't have a lot, so Billy Joel
yeah,
still
30
rock and roll.
honorable bottoms.
Yeah, here's my honorable bottoms. Billy Joel still rock and roll to me. That song is shit.
It's okay.
I've never liked it. I think it's terrible. Then you have Styx with Babe, but anything by Styx is terrible. So
I like Miss America.
I like Miss America. Yeah, that's
I
my
don't know
favorite
if I know that song, but I mean, Mr. Roboto is good to do the robot dance
I
to.
like
but you
Renegade.
can't say it's a good song.
Renegade is just a poor man's version of Bohemian Rhapsody.
It kind of is.
Yeah. But Babe is terrible. Paul McCartney with Coming Up. That song is, the sound of it is terrible. And it's just
Cool
That's
damn
another
song.
album I've never
it's
heard.
just not.
You
McCartney too.
It's awful. Yeah. I don't know the album. There was another single I think off of it that I don't think was any better.
Temporary secondary.
Yeah, I don't know. This is just a question because I don't know anything, and I just happened to play this song because I was curious. Is Dr. Hook supposed to be good?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
It was
sorry.
better in the 70s.
I'm sorry. This song, "Sexy Eyes," that's not going to make me want to look anything into.
You have to be in on the joke
I-
to
I
appreciate
don't know.
later Dr. Hook.
Okay, well, the flute was nice in the
He's
"Sexy
like
Eyes."
grungy, hairy, drugged out,
It's
fucking
this disco-y, I don't know.
gonorrhea-ridden rock stars are doing this like adult contemporary stuff and working with Even Stevens, the guy that Eddie Rabbit, his like writing
okay.
partner.
I don't
mean,
know.
it's just hilarious. Sharing the night together and
Yeah, I don't know anything about Dr. Hook, but I was like, "Sexy Eyes," so listen
Sexy
to it.
eyes.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not
but
baby makes her blue jeans talk.
Oh, I don't know that.
You
but,
never heard the song cover of the Rolling Stone by Dr.
Yeah, cover of the Rolling Stone. That's a good song.
And that was their big hit in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
I got him on the
Dr.
cover
Hook's
of the
so
Rolling
hilarious.
Stone.
no.
Yeah.
But like I said, the flute is nice, and this is just more of like a knowing what you know now, and this was a single for him in 1980.
Oh, I know.
What your mama don't see, your mama don't know. Gary Glitter.
No, I don't even know that.
Yeah.
Oops.
And Gary Glitter had a couple decent songs, but yeah. But that, no. Oh, okay, that's it. It's my
We're
shit.
running on fumes here, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
I just got 3 bottoms in their events.
And my allergies
brother. I can't believe this happened on January 16th. Paul McCartney gets arrested in Japan with a pound of marijuana. Fucking
I didn't know it was
pound of marijuana he's trying to bring into the country. What kind of hubris do you have to think I'm Paul McCartney? I could bring in a pound of marijuana into
I mean, who does he think he is? Paul McCartney?
I think he might.
9 days later, he got released from jail, and then they booted him out of the country. Now, March 20th, that was when Radio Caroline shut down because the radio ship it was being broadcast from sank in a storm. Mi Amigo was the name of the storm. Now, I only know a little bit about pirate radio, in Britain at that time, just from a few references here and there and some
The movie.
music.
Yeah, the movie Pirate.
The movie's
Articles and
great.
things.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anybody knows any books to recommend about the whole pirate radio deal in Britain, I would love to know about them.
Have you seen the movie with Philip?
No, I have not seen the movie.
Check it out. It's great. It's really good.
Is it on Netflix or something? Or
It came out.
I'll look.
It was out.
I'll look for it.
Great movie, yeah, and it's filled with tons of cool information. Because I didn't know.
And
a
it's
lot
called
about
Pirate
that stuff
Radio.
either.
It's called Pirate Radio.
Pirate Radio with
Okay.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Okay. Oh,
Great
okay. I seem to remember something about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
you'd love it. You would absolutely love it.
Okay. And then the last one.
Going up here.
The last one is from May 18th. That's when Ian Curtis hangs himself. Yeah, and when I think about this, in 1980, so many things had been going on. We'd been to the moon several times. There was all this innovation,
Reagan got shot.
electronic music and everything. Just all these things. But man, we were still in the dark ages when it came to medical conditions, especially epilepsy. I mean, I grew up with migraines my entire life. And basically, even when I was like 8 years old, I can remember having migraines, and I would just intuitively go down into the basement where it was dark and cool, and I would just sit there and be quiet until it passed. And later in adult life, they tried out an anti-seizure medication on me to see if it would work, Topamax. And I thought, my God, I had worse headaches taking that. And I stopped and told the doctor, fuck this shit. I'm not taking this. This was probably the most prescribed anti-seizure medication, for people with seizure disorders. And then, with cancer as well at that time, I mean, cancer treatment everything was in such a dark age. And for Ian Curtis had a lot of other issues, but those were personal issues. But the deal with the epilepsy, it's just, man, what a fucking drag that must have been, and just really sad when that happened, right before they were going to come to the U.S. for a tour. So those are my bottoms of 1980.
You can stream Pirate Radio on HBO Max if you have that. Or there's also one you can do a one-time payment for on YouTube. All right, those are the tops and bottoms of 1980. Craig knows what, or will know, we'll all soon know what year we're going to do next. Not that one, apparently.
Not that one.
We are doing that one, but because Norman keeps telling me I think we're about done, and he's like, oh no, this one and this one. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I didn't make it in the thing, but if they're all there. So 2009.
Oh, balls.
Well, we had 3 great years in a row.
We did.
So.
Yeah,
we had 70 and 80. I don't know about 90.
90 was good.
Okay. 2009 tops and bottoms are coming up.
Mhm.
And so is our review of the band Little Feat and their album called Dixie Chicken.
Dixie
Yep.
You definitely
Chicken.
want to be around for, well, one of those.
Yeah, well, we'll be around for all of them.
We'll be
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
Because we're the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fitton, along with
Richard at Kelvin Wazoo.
Craig Vinyl Plethora.
Mike at Hubtunes.
hopefully we'll talk to you again next time. Thank you so much for tuning into this supersized edition as we're at 2 hours. Woo!
Quite.
Thank you.